Is it the right time to be investing in a condo right now when prices are going to drop? Should you be fearful or jump into this opportunity while it lasts? Stay tuned as I break that down for you in this week's episode of Prime Property TV. Promise you, it'll be worth it. Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Properties TV. So glad you could join me here today. Every week on Prime Properties TV, we take a closer look at the Toronto real estate topics and the updates that matter the most to you. And recently, I've been talking a lot about the condo market because there are signs of weakness and cracks in this segment. And in this episode, I'm going to continue with this topic. But more specifically, I'm going to answer the burning question that I've been getting a lot and that is probably on your mind right now. Is this currently, right now, as I'm filming, the right time to be investing in a condo when prices are looking like they're gonna drop? So if you enjoy topics like this, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the Prime Property TV channel for awesome real estate content like this. The subscribe button is somewhere over here on your screen, okay? Now, let me get the obvious thing out of the way first. And I've been asked many times whether it's the right time to be investing in a condo right now. And the very, very, very short answer is, it depends, because everybody's situation is different, right? So for some people, this may be the perfect buying opportunity, the opportunity that they've been waiting for. But for full transparency, remember, I own a RE/MAX brokerage and myself and our team are in the business of transacting real estate. So what I'm about to say may sound a little bit self-serving to advise you on buying opportunity here, but just note that I'm not flat out saying everyone needs to buy a condo right now because this is, the best opportunity in the world, especially when the prices are coming down. But there is an opportunity for certain select people. You see, this is only the right buying opportunity for a handful of people. This may or may not be suitable for you based on your current personal situation and where you are financially, right? So while there is no doubt an opportunity that does exist right now, you should be the right person to take advantage of it and not just willy-nilly buy something, because it doesn't work that way. Because there are still risks involved in those who are looking, and you must understand it if you are looking, okay? Anyways, I'm gonna be laying all of this up front for you for full disclosure before I give you my detailed analysis of what's happening. Here's my breakdown. You're gonna be hearing a lot of people quoting Warren Buffett right now. And the quote is, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when other people are fearful. And that's true, but you also need to understand where these fears stem from because those fears are real as there are real risk involved. I talked about how prices are going to drop in the coming months as inventory keeps increasing and increasing in a very rapid rate. And if you missed that video, click on the little eye up here. You can check out that video. So with that out of the way and why people are saying it, let's take a deep dive into the analysis. First, if you're looking to buy a condo to live in, right? Personally live in, right? And the answer for you right now is yes, this is an opportunity. It's an easy yes. You should definitely buy when prices are lower because it's for you to live in personally, especially if you're renting right now. Very important. If you're renting right now, you can go buy. This is a buying opportunity for you in the coming months because the prices are coming down, which means you can pay less per month for what you are going to live in. If you've been waiting for the price drop, then this is it. Right now, there's a lot of white noise everywhere talking about how the market is going to crash, so you need to understand what the risks are and whether it happens or not. But my whole key thing is that fundamentally, the prices should come back. But as long as you have a stable income during the pandemic and you're mortgage ready and you can cover yourself for the cost of what you're buying, you should be good to go, right? Because you don't realize any losses unless you sell. So is the market going to come back? Probably when the pandemic is over. So that's why I think right now is a buying opportunity if you want to live in it personally. Here's a caveat though. If you own a smaller condo and you're looking to upgrade to a larger one because you want more space because of the pandemic, just understand that if you have to sell your smaller condo first to get to the bigger one, you may have difficult time selling the condo because now you're adding to the bulk of inventory. So if you're in that situation, 100% make sure you sell first. Get a firm deal before you start looking and buying anything because you don't want to get caught on both ends. Otherwise, if you're currently renting and you're looking to buy your first condo, yeah, makes total sense, right? 100% buying opportunity, go for it. Just make sure your job is secure like I was saying earlier, okay? And you've also talked to a mortgage broker to kind of lock in that rate so you know exactly what we're working with. Like right now, you have tons of options to choose from as a lot of people trying to sell off the condo. So this is a good time to pick something without having to bid on it. Obviously, there's the good and the bad again too, but if you need help in finding into a good condo that makes sense for you, I'll leave my contacts on the screen below, okay? Now, let me know in the comment section below if you have been waiting for a price drop in the condo market before making a move, and if you are, is the pandemic and the potential free fall of the condo market scaring you from actually making a move? I'm very interested. Let me know in the comments, okay? Now, the next obvious question is, should I buy a condo right now as an investment, which is a lot of people watching this video for, right? The answer, it depends on what you're trying to do, right? What the strategy you're going for, what your goal is. I've seen a handful of sold properties in like the end of summer where it was sold for under market value at that time. So you can start hunting for a deal right now, but you just have to be okay with potentially carrying the property for a while. Let me explain what I mean by carrying that. Although prices have come down, so have rental rates in the downtown core because they've dropped significantly as well. So the demand side for the rental units is just as low as the demand side for the resale side. This means that the tenants have their pick of units to move into, and it really all comes down to the price for them, right? A lot of people have dropped their rents by like almost $500 a month depending on where you are. So when both the condo prices over here have dropped and the rental rates have dropped, the investment yield is more or less about the same as it was before. Except it's easy to get into the market now because the prices are lower. So one of my strategies I've been telling clients is to buy into a non-rent control building so that when the pandemic is over and the rents come back in 2-3 years, you can increase the rent back to market rate or whatever the market rate is in the future without having it under lock control or any limitations with it, right? So here's an example I'll put on the screen for you. This is a property at 28 Wellesley. It's a 2-minute walk to the Wellesley station, right in the core, and it's about 7-minute walks to the University of Toronto campus, UT campus. It's a small bachelor's, about 360 square feet or so, and if you hypothetically were to buy this at asking, which obviously you shouldn't, you can negotiate the price, you could rent it out for about 16, 17. We just leased out a unit like this a few months ago. So at those numbers, you're gonna break even, and your total investment to get into on this property is about 100K. This means that if you fill it at 1,700, you'll break even and the property will pay for itself, so it's nothing out of pocket. And having a property that pays for itself currently in the economic cycle is very important because you don't want the downturn to force you to sell. However, this is the however part, right? If you take 2 to 3 months to fill the tenant and because the rental supply is so high, you're out like $1,700 a month. This is why I'm saying if you're gonna go with this strategy, make sure you have a contingency to cover for any vacancies because finding a tenant right now, unless you're super low on pricing, is difficult. As you get larger units in these examples, the maintenance and the taxes increase, which means that your cash flow will be lower because the rents don't increase as fast, right? So you're a little bit more negative. Now, I have some experienced investor clients who already have a ton of cash flow, and really at some point, chasing cash flow becomes a moot point because you're being taxed at 50%, right? But you make most of your money in real estate through capital appreciation. You just want the cash flow to protect yourself and on refis. So when you have a property like this with this strategy, if you are in a position where you can take the $100 or $200 of negative cash flow, or in other words, you're able to afford it because your portfolio supports it, then yes, this is a strong future asset that you can buy right now at a discount. However, this strictly depends on where you are financially and what your portfolio looks like, because not everyone can do that. If this is your first investment, maybe don't go for it because it's negative, right? So this is why I said at the very beginning that the decision to buy a condo right now depends completely on your current situation and what you're trying to accomplish. So if you're trying to make sense of this opportunity and whether it's the right fit for you, you can reach out to me. I'll leave my contacts on the screen here for you. Remember, this isn't for everyone, but if my analysis on whether you should buy in the Toronto condo market makes sense to you, then this could be the opportunity you've been waiting for, okay? Hopefully that helps. Until next time, your move, your future. Now that you're done watching this one, how about this one? Oh, you know what? This one's good too. Ooh, this one's really good. You know what? Just watch them both.